pleasure.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Sean and Jenny here from UK4UA. We have just travelled now to a lovely Oblast city, Ivano-Frankivsk, and I'm just going to hand you over to Jenny now, who can explain what we're doing here and who we're with. Someone who we've been with previously, so we just changed cameras. Okay, that looks good. And we can just close this. So, Jenny, can you just explain to everyone who we're with? And
hello, everybody. I'm Privet from Ukraine. This is my good friend, our good friend. This is Father Yuri.
Hello.
I first met Father Yuri last year when I came over with his lovely mother, Marta, who is in my hometown at the moment due to the illegal invasion of Russia on this lovely, beautiful country. A country of friendly people, generous people, resilient people, hard-working people, people who only want to live a life in peace and have their freedom and their independence, which is right for them.
And Cymraeg?
And Cymraeg, yeah. Hello, Shwmai, nôl yn Cymru. Mae fi a Sean fan hyn yn Ivano-Frankivsk gyda Father Yuri. Father Yuri yn ffrind ni nawr, a dyn ni wedi dod i cwrdd â Father Yuri heddi, a dod rhai o pethau i helpu nhw mas gyda'r rhyfel. We are here now with Father Yuri at his church. Father Yuri has been here now a long time with his beloved family, and with his father, his late father, built this church, and he has strived to get it to a finished church. The inside is beautiful, it's finished, but as you can see outside, he's trying to get it all cladded. It costs money, and as you know, things are very hard here in Ukraine. Workmen is very scarce because of the war. A lot of the tradesmen and the younger generation have gone to the front line or in the army or defending Ukraine or are with the rescuers or somewhere doing something with the war. Here then they try their best to do and help everybody. There are no workmen, so he has to do the work himself. So he has started this, and it absolutely looks wonderful. And Sean, you can explain what it is because you're more apt to.
First master craftsman.
I am the first master, yeah.
Yeah. So
many.
What we've got going on here, it's like thermal insulation, and these are like polystyrene backed with concrete. And then the tiles, so they'll apply that then with the clad it to the building, which will insulate it and give it a much nicer look than the brick itself. And also, Yuri has done a tremendous amount of work in the shelter.
Yes.
Can you explain a little bit about that shelter? If you've seen previous streams that we've done, we would have gone down there previously, and we've done appeals for volunteers to come and help renovate that area.
Yeah, going back to the very beginning of the invasion, when Russia attacked every region, people were fearing for their life, and at that time you had people coming to your cellar?
Yeah.
How many did you have, Father Yuri?
2 people.
No, how many refugees came into the cellar to when they were hiding at the very beginning of the war? You said 300 or 300? 2 or 300. And they were downstairs. There is nothing downstairs, so it was a shelter, but there wasn't very many amenities, but they felt safe. They were in a church, they were underground, and there they stayed for how long? 10 days? 2 weeks? How many days did they stay in the cellar at the beginning of the war?
2 weeks.
2 weeks, yeah. So if anybody has experienced a cellar, they can appreciate how hard it was for the men, the women, and the children. So Father Yuri has come up with an idea now for renovating the basement, and what his idea is to have a rehabilitation unit in there for defenders who are workers from all walks of life. They have teachers, they have doctors, they have bakers, and they're all there. All these people are going to have rehabilitation. So you've done the washrooms, but it's going to take a lot of money, and we are trying. Myself, Sean, Steve was with us last time,
Choir,
and
choir
the
from
choir
Port
from
Talbot.
Port Talbot gave some money to help. Pempaki Humanitarian Aid has given some money to help, and it's hoped that this unit underneath here will serve as a centre where not only the wounded can come, but their families who suffer along with them. And it's not only injuries, there's going to be a lot of trauma, and there's going to be a need for them to have a lot of psychological help from doctors as well. So I can't say enough about Yuri and what he does for everybody. He has to do his work as a priest. He goes to the orphanage when they need stuff. He phones up, he buys the stuff for them. The exclusive centre, he helps with soldiers who are suffering from PTSD,
post-traumatic stress syndrome.
He goes and sits with them for hours and hours,
and their families.
Yes, especially when they know that they can't get contact with them. Yuri gives them a bit of comfort in that area.
And that's part of his aspiration with that cellar, is to turn it into somewhere where the families and the soldiers can stay in an interim situation and decompress with support, have support on hand, and they can all stay down there together for a period of time and be supported, and hopefully then
go out into society again and have some form of life. Yes, we're looking at getting them back into society and feel good about themselves again. So, you know, it's really humbling to be here time again now. I've been here quite a few times now, and every time I come, Father Yuri has done an extra piece of work here, and there's so much going on in this church and underneath. It's just unbelievable. So if there's anybody out there that wants to help Father Yuri with any funding, with any materials, or even if somebody wanted to come out and work here, they can't pay you, but I'm sure you won't go without any food. And I've got to say that the food in Ukraine is just amazing.
In our church is Walter Center Oberik, and every day coming this many people, volunteers, and today now we have the
little demonstration, I think, of some of what the volunteers are doing. Okay.
Camouflage.
Okay.
Let's go.
Yeah. We will go over now and see what
is our volunteers. Yes.
Yeah, what the volunteers do here, and in many other places in Ivano-Frankivsk and other areas of Ukraine.
Yeah.
These items are done to try and help not only the military, but rescuers as well, and areas that come under fire from the Russians. When I first came to Ivano-Frankivsk, this is what I was doing. They have a net, and then they intertwine the colouring for the season. So autumn is coming now, hence why these are the colours for autumn. So these are two of the ladies that have been busy with this. As you can see, there's two camouflage.
Привіт!
Добрий день.
This is
Доброго дня.
And you're a volunteer, and
Yes.
your name?
Ольга.
Olga.
My name is Ольга.
And you from Ivano-Frankivsk?
Yes.
Yeah. Sasha, what's up, school?
Yeah.
Just wife.
Yes, I know. I remember. Yeah.
Very good.
And
Olga's.
Sasha is husband.
Yeah. Olga's husband was here the first time I visited, and he was doing a lot of things. He was doing a large amount of work making, what were they, you call them? Remember you saw them, Sean? The little
Trench candles.
trench candles.
Yeah.
But like a lot of men in Ukraine, they're called up to help defend their country. And Olga's husband, Sasha, is at this moment somewhere in Ukraine defending his family, his home, his country, their freedom. So, yeah.
Do you
So,
understand, yes?
yes. Oh, so,
Okay.
so.
Там є люди всередині? We have many people now
Yeah, okay.
in town,
Downstairs.
underground, yeah.
We're going to see where these are made, and if you bear with us, we have to go to.
Yeah. Welcome to our center.
So if I hand you over to Father Yuri now, he's going to be faster than myself to get you down there with Jenny, and I'll catch up with you shortly. And Jenny can talk you through it as what an impressive church this is and how long it's taken to build. And you're the third generation, I think, priest?
Second.
Here. Second generation?
It's Yuri's father, who is buried here, who started off the church, and Yuri, his son, is following on in his steps.
Would you like to follow through? And I will
join us. Don't forget.
Move those boxes there. Join you shortly.
So you can see how beautiful the church is. You can see the front of it here, and you can see more of what Father Yuri is doing and how wonderful it will look when it's finished. We are going to go with Father Yuri now into the church, and we're going to see a lot more volunteers and some more work that's done here in Ivano-Frankivsk. It's a beautiful city. Each time I come, I just adore the city, and I can understand why people who have had to leave for circumstances want to come back. Yes, so just take a look at that beautiful building. And Father Yuri's plan is to finish all the front with all the same cladding, yes. But it'll take time. But as we've come to learn, Ukraine has the power and the grit, determination to finish it. And Father Yuri has as well. As he told me, he's got 20 more years to do it, yes?
Yeah.
So are we going this way? Or?
No, then.
A lot of work has gone here with collecting aid, which goes out to different areas. When I came here the first time, I think they had medical stuff coming in, food. They were doing food to go out to different places. They were doing the nets, and the stuff would go out to different areas in Ukraine. And yes, it's unbelievable. So
yes, go on. You're faster than me.
No, we will wait for you. As you can see, the church is enormous, and it's going to take a lot of cladding to finish this, but I'm sure it will be done.
I have the 25 years.
You've got 25 years.
I have the 26 years, yes. I have the 27 years. Yes, then. Please, welcome.
27 years to do it, to finish.
I wonder if we should connect perhaps to the Wi-Fi when we get down here.
Всім слава Ісусу Христу. Знаєте цю пані? Це є Дженні і Шон. Це вони з Британії приїхали до нас. Всього-навсього 3000 кілометрів люди проїхали, щоб до нас попасти.
Дякуємо.
Sean, is this our volunteer center? The name
Super.
is Oberik, and this volunteers, our women work every day the job and take the camouflage.
And are they still the camouflage fairies, or is it like a different volunteer group just for the church?
In our church, and then one church in Ivano-Frankivsk have the Harnizon Hram, and in Ivano-Frankivsk region have the in
Okay.
Ivano-Frankivsk regions has.
And they've been these nets are important because of so many reasons, especially for drones. You know, the camouflage, obscuring the defenders, and anti-drones as well. It's okay. I need to film. I'll be Jacku.
The soldiers sent the question when he want the camouflage. Camouflage. Скільки є видів камуфляжу? Ну скільки? So. Скільки? 40 видів? Ви плетете різних 40 видів?
А ти маєш на собі плетіння 3.
Ну добре, а підвидів кольорів?
Ну 40 буде.
Є.
Воно ж все йде плямами. Різних розмірів.
In the winter, summer has very colors.
Yes.
For zero colors, he take in every day. And when the soldiers send a question, he take this question. Our soldiers. This is a. Як буде осінь по-англійськи? Осінь.
Autumn.
Autumn.
Yes.
This is the autumn colors.
And these are they're like cotton like material. Are
Пташки
they?
як буде?
Yeah, it is like cotton.
Like
Пташки. Не знаєш?
like cotton, type
Yeah.
material. Okay.
Birds. And
Це рибацьке.
And you buy your
this is a fishing.
Fishing net.
yeah. Okay.
Fishing.
And you raise money for these nets, and you buy these nets from donations.
We have the volunteer center рахунок.
Yeah.
And people send them donations. Yes.
Yeah.
Then we купуємо.
You buy the
Buy
nets.
the internet.
Yeah.
Send.
And where are you buying them from? The nets.
It's like what in Ukraine, or
No.
they come from
Оля, звідки купується цю
Europe?
сітку? Європа?
Польща.
Польща.
Okay.
Poland. Yeah.
Poland.
Poland, yeah.
And are they good price or
Гарна ціна.
is it expensive?
Найкраще і та, що нам підходить
The
саме в
best.
Польщі.
The best and
I'll speak to you after we do this, because we have a volunteer who organises fishing nets from the Baltic to come to Ukraine, and they used, they're not new, but they're used, and we help connect volunteers to the nets. So it might be something to speak about and save you some money.
in Ukraine don't this сітка don't have in Ukraine.
They don't have any of them.
Yeah.
Такого плану в Україні робиться.
So they're different ones. It's like a coat.
Українському Харкові
Like,
запропонуємо.
Well, but the fishing nets as well.
And then this is
Yeah,
the plastic one,
yeah.
which is a smaller,
It's like a nylon.
smaller hole.
Потребуємо.
Дуже добре.
It's snapped, I think, that one. So they're going to have
So
to
you-
take it all apart.
Це не дуже, то показуйте тут краще.
Zan,
Бо це ми випускаємо.
in autumn, yeah, people take. This is our people. She go in our church
Yeah.
in summer and every day. She go this and take this.
And this is so much better than when we were last down here, because you had like earth on the floor and didn't have walls. You know, this was a very big open space.
This room.
Yeah,
Then,
first room. Yeah,
Then the small church.
yeah.
Building, small church, and today is volunteer center. We don't have many money take this center and this church because I'm down this
Doing it.
room for our volunteers center.
And there's a big demand from the defenders for these nets.
Big defenders.
The defenders, the army,
Soldiers.
Soldiers.
They need
they need a lot of nets, yes? Many.
lots,
Many.
lots and lots.
Скільки десь в місяць ви робите сітки? Ой.
Більше 6 тисяч квадратів.
In months, our center volunteers take many 6,000 meter quadrats.
6,000 meters.
Meters, yeah, 6,000.
And is this a pattern that they have to do, or is it random?
Jenny?
Yeah, it's when I was doing, you have to interlock them to integrate the colours.
Я на англійській мові
To-
місяць.
So you've done it
Yeah,
previously.
and when I came first, this is what I was doing with the ladies. That's how I met a lot of them.
Perhaps Jenny just show us how it's done.
Jenny, please take this. Pustіть Jenny до себе.
And this is a good
How not to problem.
training for anyone at home who wants to help Ukraine. This is how it's done by the professionals who do this every day. And we will.
Jenny ще пам'ятає? Хай зробить. Я зроблю, так зроблю.
So Jenny was doing this previously when she came to Ivano-Frankivsk and with the camouflage fairies, I think, volunteering.
In another location at that time. And that's where it started, and then they've moved over to here because it's just growing and growing and growing, so they need more room and they need more nets. So I'm not as quick as the lady.
No, it's-
I got to get back into the groove of it all. But it's hard work, but the ladies find it good for them because they feel that they're doing something to help their country, to help their boys, because most of these ladies will have somebody that's involved in the defending of the country, whether it's a son, a husband, a father, a brother. Everybody will have some form of connection.
There's a bit of therapy as well there, a bit of social therapy.
It takes their mind off things and it allows them to join in with other people. I remember the last time I came, they were singing. They were singing. They were laughing, sometimes crying, depending on what. It brings everybody together so that they can basically share their feelings as well. So.
So some of the ladies have got different techniques. Some of the ladies do it with a tool, like a lollipop stick, or like a threader. and some by just by hand. Oh no, it seems to be the tool is the sort of the quickest, easiest way to get underneath the netting. This net is not just to hide the soldiers. It's also to protect against these huge amounts of drones called FPV drones, which stands for first person view, where these bombs, these flying bombs, are guided into people or positions by video. And they don't carry huge amounts, of explosive, but it's certainly fatal if you're on the end of it, and can cause a lot of damage to equipment and machinery. So these nets are perhaps the first line of defense against these FPV drones for the boys and girls sat in the trenches trying to defend Ukraine against this illegal Russian invasion.
And not only, as you say that, because there are areas that have been bombed and shelled that are civilian areas. So they use these as well to protect the civilians who have to man different areas. And so they're important. And I think that's why they have to make more every day. And the amount is needed goes up because of the indiscriminate shelling, because nobody really knows where they're going to hit next. So it's very important for them to make as many as possible, and they are different sizes for different uses. So, but they all have the same final product that they're there to try and conceal and cover.
And protect.
Yeah, cover and protect.
Yeah. It looks therapeutic.
I'd
say everyone's deep in their own thoughts for the look of it, rather than chatting away. But I don't know whether that's the camera or. But this is good therapy, Yuri. It's like therapy.
Good.
Yeah. Jenny.
Yes.
I think this is this keeper, and we present for you.
Okay.
This is from Belgium.
Belgium?
Yeah, Belgium.
Super.
This.
So it's like
say me.
It's
Fishing.
yeah, it's a nylon fishing net basically.
Sure. Is that like the nets where they pull out the
Okay.
fish? Sometimes you get them on an angle. And you know,
Yeah,
like the
it's
salmon
just
fishers.
nylon fishing nets. Yeah, and there's a lot of nets, used nets that are being donated by Polish fishermen from the Baltic, and we are helping with one project with Polish volunteers in London who are organising it, and the Polish civil defence who are actually moving tons and tons of this netting via the civil defence lorries every few weeks, and it's something that perhaps would benefit the volunteers in this community, so we can try and get this net into them and save them some money for other more important materials that they need constantly to keep sending to their friends, relatives and countrymen in the trenches and on the front line in this horrific war that we see took the lives of 3 Red Cross workers yesterday in Donetsk. And there's been very little international condemnation of that, which is very surprising when you have seen a direct attack on the Red Cross. And it really sort of shows the level of indiscriminate bombing that is going on of civilians in Ukraine, and why it's so important perhaps for these ladies to support their community, support their friends, support their family and their countrymen who are under constant attack in other parts of the country. and it's good. It's very good to see there's progress being made in this facility here, and I know we raised some money previously for URI, and you have some budget left on that, I think, of that money previously. So you need to spend that and buy what you need. And yeah, we will try and raise more funds and volunteers to help.
Last time with Steve, and you had some, we gave you some funds. Then there's still some left you haven't used, and Sean is saying you must use it to help with the work here, with building your church as well, because it's very important for people to have somewhere to go during this time and any time to have their faith, to keep their faith, and pray to God to bring their families back safe, to end the war. So yes, so it's important. So what Sean is saying, you must use the money and buy things for the church. Yes.
And Father Yuri now live streams a lot of his services. We perhaps put some links on the posts for that, and you can see live some of your services upstairs over the internet. And the charity is I Can, You Can, is his sort of charity effort. And he does a huge amount in his community and for Ukraine. The work you spend in the mountains with soldiers, just sort of decompressing and therapy, and just listening, just being a shoulder there for them to cry on or talk to. It's part of your therapy. And
to listen and talk listen and talk and let the soldiers, and it's very important that there are people like you, because even if they just sit there holding your hand maybe, or you speaking to them, it gives them comfort and prepares them for the next stage in their life. So this is what Sean is trying to explain to people now.
And even to go back to the front line. And we can't even begin to describe the horrific scenes that these poor boys and girls, men and women have seen on the front, because the descriptions of wave after wave of drunken or drugged conscripts and prisoners and anyone that they can shove a Kalashnikov in their hands, a scent forward, otherwise they get shot if they try and this is why many of the Russia's army have deserted, and there's schemes in place where they can contact the Ukrainians to surrender, and there's a lot of a lot of Russian soldiers that do that because it's a much better situation. So I do apologise if you lost us there. The connectivity is not very good, usually down to the fact that there's multiple power outages because of the attacks on Ukrainian infrastructure, and we do quite regularly find ourselves with no power or no connection and no phone signal, no water, no credit card terminals to pay for fuel, and it's problematic. It is problematic.
Internet?
Yeah, we're back. We're back.
We're now going to have a photo show.
Yeah.
With all
Okay.
these wonderful volunteers.
That's super.
Our young volunteers.
Young volunteers.
Our young volunteers. Go the photo.
Yeah.
Our photo.
The next.
But I mean, this would be a image really in any community that was under attack and having to defend itself. And we'll take a photo now and get in a photo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Super.
I sent for you this photo, okay?
Yes, please. Yes, it'd be good. It'd be super.
Sean, please stay this.
Okay. So we're gonna try and.
One moment, please. Jakże bez мене, ну що ви, га? Окей, дай що на телефон, але акуратно.
Thank you. And yeah, it's super that we're able to be here and celebrate these volunteers and their work in Ivano-Frankivsk. And it certainly is a yes, well done. Another two completed.
It's just very sad why they're being used, but it's also amazing to think that this may save somebody's life or protect them while they're doing their duty. So,
Yes.
yeah, just amazing. And these can take quite a long time, but with all the volunteers working together, sometimes for 10 hours a day. And in the winter, there's no heating, hardly any lighting. And it does take a lot out of you, but it's something these ladies, mainly ladies, but we have got one or two gentlemen, are doing, because as we said downstairs, everybody knows somebody or has somebody on the front line in the army somewhere helping with rescuing, because as you've seen in the news, but a lot is on in the social media. Residential blocks, as you can see here, there's a lot of residential blocks, and these are the kind of premises are getting hit by shelling by Russia. You know, what military targets?
Supersonic cruise missiles. You know.
It's a large population of people. And this is a holy life
Hoi all. Bye-bye.
Welcome to our church.
Okay.
Dziękuję, дуже dziękuję. We want to take over. Jenny's on the
Okay,
camera.
we're now going to go into this wonderful church, the pride of Ivano-Frankis, I think, and of
Welcome.
the family, Burak family?
Yeah.
Burak family.
Yeah.
It's an amazing church, and it's just full of wonderful statues and different flags and
Beautiful.
Our church. So,
I think we've just set the alarms off. And you're part of the Ukrainian Catholic Church?
this is Ukraine Orthodox.
Ukrainian Orthodox
Yeah.
Church. And a lot of these churches have golden minarets and minarets on them, and it's really a story about where we are in this part of the world. We're at the crossroads between East and West, and over many hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years, there's been a lot of conflict between the major religions, and the architecture has changed, and churches have become mosques, and mosques have become churches, and you've now got this crossover between the major religions.
Man church in our Carpathian. This number what? And when do you go next time? We are going in this church, okay?
Okay.
In Carpathian, okay?
Oh, it's the to Carpathia.
Yeah.
So this is in the mountains in Carpathian region, and I think we've posted some videos recently from Plastun, where we've donated tents and equipment, and they've sent some lovely videos, Plastun, of their camping in the mountains. And you've got the black and red flag, which symbolizes the Ukrainian flag if it's covered in red blood.
Then icons take our soldiers. This is our soldiers.
yeah.
Cossacks. Cossacks. Maidan, yes. Our now soldiers. Yeah. Alto soldiers, Cossacks. And this.
And this is, where did you say Maidan?
Maidan, yeah.
This one. Maidan.
Yeah. And Father Yuri knows Yaroslav Kolodi,
Yeah.
Who was at Maidan as well as a medic. And we were also with a Ukrainian MP yesterday who was at Maidan. And they still feel as strongly now as they did back in 2014 that there was a revolution of dignity, and Ukraine is now forging its own path in history once again, without the interference of its imperialist neighbour, which is all what this war's about at the end of the day. Is Russia still has imperialist ambitions over its neighbours, and we know where that leads from history, but it's almost photographic. It's such a good painting. It's fantastic.
Please translate. Yes, photo translate.
Okay.
No, and translate,
Yeah.
please.
So there's a plaque that's been given to the church, and Jenny's going to translate it for us. But it's a very big, beautiful building.
No connection for me.
Okay.
For some reason.
So in Maidan, it was makeshift shields and industrial helmets, just the normal people of Ukraine went to demand closer relations with its European neighbours, and were met with Russian bullets from the Rosgadia in Maidan Square in Kiev, and many of those innocent people died just to be closer to Europe than their imperialist
No patience. Sean says I have
neighbour.
patience.
And you've got the history there with the Cossacks who, in the Second World War, actually fought against the Russians
Okay.
with the Germans, very much like the Finns, and many were handed back, but some not, to Stalin after being in a prisoner of war camp in Poland, I believe. My history's right. So Jenny, I think, has translated that.
Yeah. It's basically this
Box.
box was
Okay.
donated to Yuri, and it's the territorial administration of the Court Protection Service in the Ivano-Frankivsk region. On the occasion, on the 35th anniversary of the priest of the Church, All Saints of the Land of Ukraine, Mater Prof. Yuri Burkak, for zealous spiritual service and voluntary service. We donate the shield of the Ukraine land to the Church, All Saints of the Ukrainian land. In the symbolic shield, soil from 57 Memorial Place of Ukraine was collected in small quantities, where the blood of Ukrainian soldiers was shed from the time of the Prince of the Kiev Rus, Ukraine hetman soldiers of the OUN and UPA, the battles of the soldiers of the Sinch riflemen, to the point of conclusion of modern soldiers in the East. Let a piece of the land sprinkled with the blood of the best sons and daughters of Ukraine is kept in the temple itself. All saints of Ukrainian land, because of the heroes of Ukraine, deserve the highest respect, because with their exploits and sacrifices, they defended the Ukrainian land, which is for them and for us, and will be sacred. Ivano-Frankivsk.
Yeah.
That's wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah.
And say it's getting late in the afternoon now, and as you can see, the beams of sunlight just coming in through this window. But it's fantastic to be here delivering yet more aid to this project and giving it some of the oxygen of publicity to help them and their volunteers continue volunteering in their community and provide what's needed to their sons and daughters and husbands and relatives who are serving, some conscripted, some volunteers in the defence of their country, their families, their businesses, their churches. And who would have thought that we would have been here in 2024 on the cusp of another major war in Europe if the madman Putin is not put down. So there's still a lot of work to do on the exterior of this church and certainly in the basement. And the volunteers are hoping to build a facility not just as a bomb shelter, but also as somewhere that the soldiers can, with their families, transition to civilian life with support from Father Yuri and the other priests and volunteers here at this church. And I say, you know, the Ukrainian flag in blood is black and red.
Yuri's just explaining that these are all saints, and each one has a little icon in there, and each of them will have either a piece of skin or a piece of hair from each saint. But only in Ukraine do they have this, nowhere else.
In our church is safe the 5 our city.
Your city?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's amazing. And this is Yuri's father, who has, the church is honored to have him there with him. So he's always with you. Fine man.
Yeah.
Proud man.
Yeah. Okay, let's go.
Yes.
Then.
Super. So I think we'll just head out now and we'll unload these. Well, Yuri will unload these bags and boxes of aid from Wales in the UK and some from family members who have moved to Wales as refugees, but would gladly come back to Ukraine given the security situation improved.
Because we are the Yaroslav's lady that comes to help, she's making food for us. But we were told, don't eat too much.
I owe Yuri a meal or two already. So I pay next time because you've already paid for 2 meals.
I've said we were having food when we go back, but we'll have a cold drink with him because he's constant. Is that all right?
Yeah.
we're still full yesterday.
So it's fantastically warm here at the moment still. I think it's something in the region of about 21, 22 degrees and sunny, and nice and seasonal.
Yeah, we've had so much rain, and even when we got to Tynocol, it was drizzling. It's been very close, but today the sun has come out, and it's come out for our little journey down to Ivano-Frankivsk. We're going to
Present for you.
we
Our
just
church,
Yuri
Sean,
is
and
going
for
to
you.
give us
Dziękuję.
a little card with the church
Yeah.
and all the congregation. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So thank you, Father Yuri.
Yes, I am.
Yeah. And Father Yuri is in all his glory in the
Yeah.
front there.
Yes.
So thank you. One for me, one for Sean. Thank you.
You are welcome.
There's three there.
Yeah, Sean.
Yeah, two.
Steve. My friend Steve.
Okay,
And
your
Steve.
friend Steve. If Steve is watching, Father Yuri remembers you.
And we're in one of the vehicles today that we drove over to Ukraine, and this vehicle is going to be an evacuation vehicle, but we're driving it today because my van is being fixed, and hopefully the wheel's not going to fall off, which will be fantastic. And Jenny drove this part of the way, and another volunteer drove it then to Ukraine, and we were towing a ambulance on there.
No, not this one. What did I do, Sean? I drove this one to Kent.
Yeah, and then you drove
And then I drove
another one in from
another
Germany
one from
then.
Germany, similar to this. To UK. And then this morning
Heroine. Jenny's a heroine. Yuri's girl. As Jenny has said that she's amazed at what she can achieve if she puts her mind to it, and that's it. Very much like Father Yuri's charity name, I can, you can, anyone can help Ukraine if we can, especially in my state of health. And Jenny was only just saying earlier today that you were surprised at what you can put your mind to and your body to as well, because we got a problem with the driver's door, and Jenny's travelling Dukes of Hazzard style through the window to get into the passenger seat, or climbing over the driver's seat. So yeah, unfortunately some of these vehicles do have problems or big dents in them, but as long as they're mechanically sound, that's what we need.
Yeah, so we brought two vehicles like this.
But I say it was quite disturbing yesterday to see the Red Cross had been attacked in Donetsk, and I'd say no one's really safe out here with that madman over there. So thank you everyone for joining us, and we'll be back with you again